Okay, so good afternoon. Talking about spreadsheet software. In the previous class, we started functions, right? You know, function is a special formula available in spreadsheet software for performing calculations. There can be hundreds of functions in a spreadsheet, but fortunately we have only 5, right? I mentioned, or I have introduced the first one in the previous class, that is sum, right? Equal sum. That is a function used for finding the total, right? So it is for addition. Okay, so before we continue that part, which means function, I have few questions. Rather, I have 3 questions to be asked. So I have to check whether you all have understood that particular idea, right? So behind when a formula is copied. So you know, when a formula is copied to another cell, it is changed, or it must be changed. So I need that particular idea, right? So definitely it can be checked by using some questions. So okay, have a look at the board. So see, there is a formula in cell D4. Okay. So I will ask a particular one, right? Particular student, keep watching. So D4, there is a formula. This is equal A6 plus C8 plus E5. Okay. So this is in D4. I have randomly added some cell addresses, right? So this will be copied to D5. Okay. So this formula, which is in D4, will be copied to D5. So tell me what would be in D5 now, right? What is the formula displayed in D5 after it is copied? I want some answers, right? So let me ask. Janoja.
A7 plus C9 plus E6.
Okay, A7, even though the sound quality is not clear, I got it. A7 plus C9 plus E6. Is it your answer? Janoja, is it your answer?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right, look.
Yeah, sir. This is my answer.
Okay, let's check. This is in D4. Now we will move to D5. So hope everyone remembers the things which I explained earlier, right? So now we are changing the row, right? We are moving from one row to another row, but column remains same. Along with the column D, we are moving, right? So now there will not be any changes in column letter. Have you understood? Column never be changed because presently we are in D. Even in the future also we will be in D, right? So we are in the same column. So column letters never be changed. But now we are in the 4th row. We will be in the 5th row after some time. So which simply means we are going to the next row, right? We are moving towards the next row. So here every row in the formula should be increased by 1. So 6 becomes 7. 8 becomes 9. 5 becomes 6. But A remains same, right? C remains same. E remains same. Okay. So this is the answer. Right? Right. So I have another question. So here you have the formula. This time it will be copied to E4. right? This formula will be copied to E4. What is inside of E4 now? What is the formula displayed E4 now? Sanjika K. Please respond quickly. Sanjika.
D6, D8, F5,
Speak
D6,
loudly.
D6, D8,
D6.
D8,
D8.
F5,
F5. Okay, let's confirm. I want someone. Gajani. Gajani.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct?
Yes.
Dushani. Is it correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, let's check. So now it's D4. We will move to E4. So now what is changed? Column is changed. See, row remains same. We are in the fourth row. Even we will be in the fourth row. So row remains same. So now we should realize that row never be changed. Right? In the formula, you have 3 rows. Right? They never be changed because we are moving along with the same row. Look here, 4, 4. But look at the column. Now it is D, but later it will be E. So now it is the next column, right? You are going to the next column. So definitely the column letter in every cell is increased by 1. It takes the next cell, right? So A becomes B. C becomes, C also takes the next column, right? So it is D. E takes the next column. It is F, because here, look here, we are in D. So now we take the next column. So because it's E. So it is the answer. One final question. So we have a formula in C10, right? There is a formula in C10 equal A15 minus C15. Let's copy this formula in C50. Okay. What is displayed in C50 at this moment? Kajanan. 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 Respond quickly.
Sir.
Lojidan. 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 Jadushan. Jadushan. K. Jadushan.
Sir,
What's the answer?
A55 minus C55.
A55 minus
C55.
C55. Right, look here. Okay, let's check. Let's ask one more. Ashwini K. Ashwini.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct?
A85. No.
So tell your answer.
A85. C.
C85.
Yeah.
Aditya. Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Which one is correct? Or do you have any other option? Which one is correct?
First one is correct.
First one is correct. Okay, let's check. Okay, have a look at the board. This is in C10, right? But it will be copied not to the immediate cell, right? Not to the next cell. We will copy that to C50. You know, C50 is somewhere there, right? So we are going far away, right? So don't take time to count one by one, because I already explained such question, right, in the previous class. So here, when you are in C10, this is A15, this is C15. So which means 5 rows, right, increased, right? So here you are in C10, but this has 15. So it is 50, I mean 5 more, right? So here also 5 more. But now we will be in C50. So when you are in C10, it is A15. But note one thing, you are in the same column, right? Column will not be changed. This will not be changed. This is not changed. Row is the one which has to be changed because you are changing the row. So now everyone knows that there is a change happens in both, right? Both 15 and 15. So it's very simple. When we were in 10, it's 15. So when we were in 50, it will be plus 5, right? So it is A55 because we are in 50 now, right? So it will be 5 added. So here, when we were in C10, it's C15, again 5. So when we were in C50, it is C55. This is the answer. Okay, so if you are unable to understand the concept, try spending some time, try sit down and write the answers, I mean, write formula and try checking, right? So, you know, practice is very important. So that's why I told you to take some of the formula at home, write some formula. You may write anything and try copy that to another cell. For such thing, you don't need to have computers or other software, right? Just try manually. Take a piece of paper and write a formula in one cell and try to copy to another cell. And use your brain and check how things changed. Okay, so I don't want to spend much time, but this is very important for your exams. All right, so let's continue, right? Okay, look. So in the previous class, I explained about sum function. Hope everyone remembers the format, which means that syntax for sum function. So sum function can be written in different ways. I have explained all the possible ways. If you understand that pattern or that formula correctly, definitely you can understand the remaining 4 functions.
அந்த வந்ததுல இந்த இதுல இதாக காமிச்சது
Right? So it is too easy. Look here, I have some data there, randomly type some data. Okay, look. Right. So we know how to add them in two different ways. You may use your mathematical formula like equal A1 plus B1 plus C1 plus D1. This is purely maths, right? So this is a formula, but it doesn't have anything related to spreadsheet, right? So it is a formula, but okay, one thing, this cannot be called as function. So if it is function, definitely that must be available in a spreadsheet software. But here it is, I use my mathematics, right? So it is a formula, we got it, okay? To get the total using function, it is equal sum. We have, alternative methods. I want to use the, range. So where the range starts, A1, to show the range, put the colon, and it is D1. Okay, so this is a function, right? But even though it is a function, it can be called formula. Whatever starts with equal symbol and able to perform a calculation must be called formula. So actually function itself is a formula. Okay, so this is a function, but it can be a formula too. Okay, right. Right. Now that is over, right? Sum is over, I explained. Okay, let's find out the average of these four numbers. Okay, I want to find the average of these four numbers. So tell me, listen to me carefully. Tell me the formula to be used in E1. Tell me the formula to be used in E1 to find the average, right? Find the average. Average of first row numbers. Okay, I want from someone. Pradhaban. Pradhaban. I repeat my question. Listen to me. What is the function to be written? Sorry, what is the formula to be written in E1 to get the average of these first four numbers?
Equal ABE bracket A1 dot B1.
Subhagina. I repeat my question again. What is the formula to be written in E1 to get the average of these first four numbers? Subhagina.
Equal average.
Equal. Speak loudly.
Average.
Speak loudly. It is raining here, right? I am unable to hear.
Average.
Average. Nidusha.
Equal average.
Visvaya. Manusha.
Yes, sir.
What's the answer?
Can you please repeat the question, sir?
Srivashini. Those who give the answer, try speak loudly. Then only I can hear, right? Artana.
Yes, sir.
So what is the answer?
Equal average bracket A1 colon D1 bracket close panel.
Erin Clencia. Anybody? What's the answer?
Equal average A1 colon D1.
Any others? Look here, listen to me. To decide whether your answers are right or wrong, right? So sometimes your answer may be right or wrong, but look here, I didn't explain anything about average function, right? I did not introduce anything, but before introducing that one, I am asking. So you should understand that it is not function. I don't want function. I want your mathematics, right? I asked you to give a formula. Okay, when it comes to formula, even functions can be given. But since the function for finding the average is not explained yet, try using your mathematics. That is the one which I expected from you. But nobody, I mean, things like that, right? Now tell me, anybody, tell me a mathematical formula. Even you can't say mathematical. If it is formula, give a mathematical idea.
Equal
A1
A
pen
A1 plus
A1,
B1 plus
go slowly.
plus
A1,
B1
plus C1
B1,
plus B1 plus
C1,
C1
okay,
plus B1
D1.
by 4.
For division, this, I
By
explained
4.
the operators, right? This is division 4. Is it correct, others?
No, sir.
yes
There is a bracket.
Yes. Now look here. What happens if you type a formula like this? Now you know division has high priority. So now if you enter, D1 will be divided by 4, and the result will be added by the with the others. This is not the way to find the average. Have a look at this. I press the enter key. You have 4 numbers, but look at the average that you got 251. So because you need to add these 4 numbers first, then only the division takes place. So keep a bracket. This is the one I want, right? I want your mathematical application knowledge. I don't want you to remember sum or average or whatever. That they are very simple. But try improving your application skill, mathematical application. So here A1 equal A1 plus B1 plus C1 plus D1, they must be in the bracket, because whichever in the bracket should be treated first. So now all these will be added and the result will be divided by 4. Look at the answer. It is 75. Now you can copy and paste, right? I got the answers. If you want, you can check it by double clicking, check it, right? So this is how we find the average for numbers. Okay, right. But this may be okay when you have few numbers to be considered, maybe 3 numbers, maybe 4 numbers, it's okay. But if you want to find the average for 20 numbers or 100 numbers, you know, this is very tough, because you have to sit down and type all the cell addresses. It takes time. So better use the function. Look, for finding the average, there is a function called equal average. Okay, equal average. So when it comes to function, you know the format, right? Equal sign there, then a function name, then a simple bracket. Right now, when I start the simple bracket, the syntax is appeared. You can see that format, that rule. So that rule suggests that it is average. Yes, I have put it. Small or capital, it's okay. These are not case sensitive. Case sensitive means uppercase, lowercase will be treated same. Capital, small. So okay, I put the average. Then bracket. Okay, I put it. Now I am following the syntax. I am following the rule. Then it would be number 1. Look, even when we tried the sum function, we got the same syntax. So when we, hope you remember, right? When we tried sum, that syntax shows sum within bracket number 1, comma number 2, number 3. Exactly same. So now also it expects number 1 first. So what is your first number to be considered in average? This one, 56. But we don't type the numbers directly in the formula. We type the cell addresses. So where is that 56? It is in A1. According to the rule or according to that particular format, it is comma. So put a comma. Then it is number 2. So my second number is 89, which is in B1. So put the B1. Then according to the syntax, it's comma. Then it's number 3, which is 90. It is in C1. Immediately it asks number 4, right? So put a comma, which is my number 4, 65. That is in D1. Now it asks number 5, but I don't have any other numbers. So close the bracket. This is similar to the sum format, except the function name. There we use sum, right? But here we are using average. Apart from that function name, the rest of the things are same. This is too easy to remember because that's why I told you to remember the sum function in all the possible ways. Sum function can be written in different methods, right? Try, keeping them in your mind. If you remember all those possible methods, then you can apply them for average function. Okay, so if I press the enter key, it shows the answer. So how to find the average for the remaining rows? Just copy and paste. Even dragging the fill handle also copy paste method, right? I want to drag the fill handle, click and drag, click and drag. Now I got the average for all the rows. Check it, double click and check. Equal average A2, B2, C2, D2. I typed equal average A1, B1, C1, D1. Now they are changed because now I am in the next row. So row numbers are changed. Look here. Right now you went 2 rows down. What is the function that you type? Equal average A1, B1, C1, D1. Now you are in 2 rows down. So A1 becomes A3 because we are in the next, not next row, 3rd row. So B3, C3, D3. It works. Okay. But this method may not be possible or may not be suitable when you want to find the average for many numbers. Right? So here maybe, like I mentioned earlier, maybe for 3 numbers, 4 numbers, even 10 numbers, sometimes it's okay. But when it comes to a wide range of numbers, definitely you need to apply another method of average function. The function is same, that is average, but that average can be written in different ways. Okay, look here. I want to raise them. So let's find the average again. So equal average. Okay, within bracket. If all the numbers are in a certain cell range, give the cell range. You can give the cell range. So now look here, all these 4 numbers in a certain range. Okay. All these 4 numbers in a certain range. So where the cell range starts here, right? A1. So within the bracket, it is A1. To show the cell range, use this colon symbol. And where the range ends here, right? The last cell in the range. What is it? It is D1. Close the bracket. You don't need to type B1 and C1 here, right? Because they are included in the range. So A1 colon D1. Press the enter key. Now see, we got the same answer. To find the average for the remaining rows, just copy and paste, right? I want to drag the fill handle and take it. Check the last one, whether check that 66.25 equal average A4 colon D4. It is A4, it is D4. So it is a range, so it includes all the 4 numbers. Okay. The methods are almost similar to the sum. Right. Now tell me. This time I explain such things in sum. Better use them in the average too. So I want to find the average for these 8 numbers and these 4 numbers. Right? Average has to be found in all these 12 numbers. Here 8 and here 4. You know, as a whole you have 16 numbers. But I don't want to find the average for 16 numbers. These 8 and these 4. So now tell me the function to be written here. Anyone? Tell me what is the function to be written?
Equal average.
Simple
Yes,
bracket.
equal average.
Simple bracket.
Yes.
A1 colon D2,
Oh, D2. Yes.
comma
Yes.
A4 colon D4.
A4 colon D4.
Close the
Is it correct? Others? What about this function? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is correct,
Yes.
because look here, A1 colon D2. So this includes all these 8 numbers, comma, because you know cell addresses to be separated by comma, even cell ranges to be separated by a comma. So put a comma, and you have another range. Range starts here at A4 and ends in D4. So A4 colon D4. If I press the enter key, it will show the answer. Okay. So if I want to include a number there, like say I have 12 numbers, right? So let's add this 67 too. So now put a comma there. Where is that 67? It is in B3. Now 2 cell ranges and 1 cell are considered in average. So this cell range has 8 numbers. This cell range has 4 numbers. This is a single cell. So altogether you have 13 cell addresses. You can find that, right? So 13 cell addresses there. You got the average. Okay, so it's too easy. I hope that you all understood this format. This is how average function is used. Okay, right. So we have finished 2 functions, sum as well as average. Right, the next one. Right, look. Okay, before I go to the next function, I must tell you one thing because I forget to mention that one. This is regarding sum. I must have explained little earlier, but I missed it. Let me take it. Look here. For subtraction, there are no function, or there is no function available in spreadsheet. If you want to subtract a number from another, you cannot use any functions in spreadsheet because functions are there for for finding the total, not for subtraction. But if you want to subtract some numbers, okay, let me add some numbers here in a new worksheet. Right, look. So can anybody give me a formula to be entered in C1 for subtracting the 90 from 89? I want to subtract this 90 from 89. So what is the formula to be given? Use your maths.
Equal
Equal B1 minus
A1
A1.
minus B1.
Equal?
B1 minus
A1
A1.
minus B1.
No, I want to subtract this 90 from 89. So what is it? A1 minus
Subtract.
B1. Okay, equal A1 minus, because minus is the operator for subtraction. So A1 minus B1. Now I got the answer. To find the other rows, copy and paste. Okay, so it works. So you can use your mathematics in cells, right? There is no restriction at all, right? But I'm trying to say that there are no functions for subtraction, because the sum function can be used in a different way to get the subtraction answer. But I'm not trying to say that the sum function does subtraction operation. That is no. Sum function is only for addition. But if you use sum function in a different way, you can get the subtraction answer. Okay, let's see. Look here. When we want to add these 2 numbers, if I want to add these 2 numbers, I must use equal sum. Have a look at this. Equal sum. A1, right, comma B1. So this is addition. Equal sum A1, which means 89, B1, which means 90. So A1, B1 means 89, comma 90. So now both will be added. that addition takes place, it is because of that sum. Computer knows that sum, it can understand the meaning of the sum, so it performs. Now I want this 90 to be subtracted from 89. So I can use a sum function in a different way. Look here, a1 comma minus b1. Have a look at this, equal sum a1 comma minus b1. What does it mean? A1, which is 80, right? So here it means 80, comma, minus B1. What does it mean? Minus 90. B1 is 90, but in front of B1 we have a minus, so which means minus 90. So now what I'm doing is, we are trying to add two numbers, not the subtraction, right? We are trying to add two numbers. What are the two numbers? 89 and minus 90. So 89 and minus 90 are added. So, you know, as a result of this addition, we get a subtractive answer. So that's why we got minus 1. So don't think that the subtraction is taking place now. No, it is not. Subtraction is not here. It is an addition, but as a result of that, we got an answer which is equal to subtraction. Have you understood? I repeat it, equal sum a1 comma minus b1. I put the minus because I want to subtract this 90, right? So which means minus b1. So both will be added, but as a result of this, because a1 comma minus b1 means 89 comma minus 90. So both will be added. So it will be a minus output. You can copy and paste to the remaining cells. You can check whether your answers are correct or wrong. Look here, 54, 34, so it is 20. 56, 90, it is minus 34. Okay, so there are no special function for subtraction, but some function can be used in a different way to get the subtraction answers. Okay, right. Let's go to the next function. Okay, now we have some numbers. Let's find out the largest number among the first four numbers. Right? Going to find the largest number among the first four. To find the largest number, we cannot apply our mathematics in spreadsheet. To find the total or to find the sum, yes, you can apply your mathematics skill like equal a1 plus b1 plus c1 like that. For subtraction, you can equal a1 minus c1 or something. Even for multiplication, you can write equal a1. You know, for multiplication, we have asterisk. So a1 asterisk c1, both will be multiplied. For when it comes to division, yes, you can equal a1 division symbol, right, which means that forward slash and d1. But for finding the maximum number or largest number, you cannot use your mathematics. You can understand, right? It is impossible. So we must use only a function, right? No mathematical formula available, only a function. For finding the maximum value, or for finding the largest number, there is a function called equal max. Maximum, first three letters of maximum, equal max, and start the bracket. Right after that word, you must start the bracket. Now look at the syntax. That syntax starts to appear. If you compare this syntax, or if you compare this format with your previous two formats, what are the two previous formats? That format for sum and also the format for average. All these three formats are same. Even when we tried sum, it has shown like equal sum within bracket number 1, comma number 2, number 3. So when we were working with average, we got average within bracket number 1, comma number 2, number 3. Now also I got the same one. The only difference is that name, right? Max, number 1. So what is your first number to be considered? 56, so which means A1. According to that rule, it is comma. So put a comma. Then number 2, what is your second number? B1. Then again a comma. Now it asks number 3, this is 90, so it is in C1. Then again a comma, it is number 5, which is D1. Close the bracket. I don't have any number, so this is enough. If you press the enter key, you can get the maximum value. Look at, check these numbers. You have 4 numbers, among them 90 is the largest one. So it is displayed here. To find the largest number in the other rows, you don't need to type the function again. Try copying this function to the next rows, right? Copy and paste. You can check it, okay? Even in the second row also 90 is the largest one. It is displayed. In the third row, you have 87 as largest, that is displayed. In the last row, which is 90, it is displayed. Check, click and check whether the function is correctly changed, okay? Equal max, A2, B2, C2, D2. These are these cells, okay? Max, A4, B4, C4, D4. These are the last 4 cells. So it works, right? So now I hope that you got the pattern. Look here, even in max, when you have many numbers to be considered for finding the largest number, this method is not suitable, because here each and every cell address to be added. Suppose you want to find the largest number among 100 numbers. This is very tough. So definitely there must be an alternative method, right? What is that alternative method? That cell range, showing the cell range, okay? So let's try the max function again with cell range. So it is equal max, hidden bracket. Look here, where the cell range starts, A1. Put the call for showing the cell range. Where the range ends, D1. So equal max, A1 colon D1, close the bracket. And now press the enter key. Now I got 90. To get the other numbers, you can copy them. Copy that, right? Copy and paste. Right? I got the same outputs again. Let's check the second one. Okay, equal max A2, this one, colon D2, this range. Look at the third one. Equal max A3 colon D3. So it works. So now I hope that you all can realize that understanding or importance of understanding that sum function, because every function which we study today almost similar to sum function. Now you can understand, or you can realize the importance of my words which were spoken yesterday, right? So everything, right? Even the remaining 2 functions look same. Not only the method, even the syntax and everything same. Okay, right. So now tell me, we have 16 numbers there, right? We have 16 numbers. I want to find the average of all these 16 numbers. Average of all these 16 numbers. Tell me the function.
Equal average.
Equal average.
Yes.
A1 is to bracket A1 is to D4
A1
bracket
colon
D4.
D4, right? So this is the starting point of the range. It is the termination point. I told you to do that short idea, right? So generally ranges are found in rectangle shape or square shape. So just draw a rectangle or square which includes all the numbers. So if I draw a circle, square, it should be like this, right? If I draw a rectangle, it should be like this. So maybe the left top corner should be the starting point. So this one, A1. The bottom right corner should be the end point. So what is it? This one. So where the range starts, A1. Where the range ends, D4. Okay. So try apply them. D4. Now you can see a highlighted mark there, that blue line. So it highlights everything. Press the enter key. Now you got the average. Sorry, yes, sorry. Okay, you got the average. I wanted to get the, highest number, but ended up with average. Okay, doesn't matter. So if I want to get the maximum number, just put the max now. Equal max A1 colon D4. This is the one which I wanted, but I asked in a different manner. Okay, doesn't matter. We got the marks. Okay, 90. You can easily check 90 is there. Even if a cell is updated, that output also automatically updated. Let me type 95 here. Right, 95. Now check that is automatically updated. That is also one of the advantages which we have when we use functions or formula. Right. So if I update another cell like 95, it remains same. Look at that. It remains same because now 95 is there. But suppose if a cell is 96, so that is 96. You don't need to type a new function to get the new value. Functions can automatically update it. Okay, right. So this is max. Similar to max, there is another function for finding the smallest number, right? Lowest number, minimum number. So let's find the minimum number in the first row. So this is equal minimum, first three letters of minimum, right? Equal min. As usual, put a simple bracket. Now the syntax starts to appear. That format is there. So according to the format, it's min. Yes, I put it. Then bracket. Yes, I put it. Then number one. What is it? Your 56, which is A1. Again, comma. See, the syntax is almost similar, exactly similar as your previous. Now we are trying the fourth function. All the four functions have the same idea, right? So what is your number 2? 89, right? So it is in B1. Again a comma, 90. So it is C1, comma, it is D1. Okay, close the bracket. All right, so equal min A1, comma B1, comma C1, comma D1. Now press the enter key. Now look here, among these four numbers, 56 is the smallest. To find the smallest in the other rows, copy and paste. Copy this function to the remaining cells. Now I got it. Look here. In these four numbers, 65 is the smallest one. Here, 67 is the smallest one. Here, 34 is the smallest one. Suppose if I update a cell here like 55, now let's check it. It is automatically changed. Okay. But here I use the comma, it takes time. So definitely the cell range method also available. Now you got the pattern, right? Cell range also there. So let's try equal min. Let's apply the cell range. Where the cell range starts in the first row, A1. Use a colon. So where the range ends, D1. So it's too simple, equal min within brackets A1 colon D1. Press the enter key, you got it. And copy this function to the remaining cells to get the other answers, right? You can see that. Equal min A4 colon D4, right? So this is minimum function. To find the minimum number in all these 60 numbers, it would be equal min A1 colon D4, okay? Or here all these 60 numbers are considered. So equal min A1 colon D4. Now 34 is the smallest number, this one. Suppose if I type 23 there, now it would be 23. Okay, right. Four functions are over. What are they? Sum function, it is for finding the total. Average function, equal average, that is for finding the average. Max, it is for finding the largest number or maximum number. Min, it is for finding the lowest or smallest or minimum number. We have one more function. Look, sometimes we need to count the data which we entered in cells. Not all the time. Sometimes we want to count them, right? Sometimes there may be so many data in rows. We have to count the number of entries which we have. That is possible. So now in this case, I want to count all these all these numbers. So since we have some numbers which are countable, it's okay. But when you have many numbers, sometimes it is tough to count manually. So let's count all these numbers, not manually, by using a function. So here also your mathematics cannot come, right? So here for counting this data, we use a function called equal count, right? Equal count. Simple bracket, right? Have a look at the syntax. This is slightly different than the previous syntaxes. Previously, we got sum within bracket number 1, comma number 2, comma number 3. A max within bracket number 1, comma number 2, number 3. Min number 1, comma number 2. Average number 1. But here also, very first time, we face a little bit different than the previous. So what makes them different? Not the name. Names are always different. Look at the things which are inside of the bracket. They were numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Here, they are values. Value 1, value 2. I tell you what, but almost similar to number 1, number 2, but there may be something different. Look here. What does this value 1 means? Your first value, first number. So what is your first number to be entered there? It is 56, which means A1. Here also I'm typing the number, but I will tell you the main idea later, little later, right? So it is 56. That is my first value. It suggests a comma, okay, comma. Value 2, which is 89, so B1. Again a comma. It is 90, so C1. Again a comma, it is D1. But I want to find all the numbers, right? So then, comma, what is your sixth number? This, fifth number, right? A1, sorry, A2. Then B2. Now you can see that it's too hard, right? You have to type all the cell addresses. So it is not good way. It is okay, but it may be suitable for some numbers, few numbers. But when it comes to lengthy, use your cell range. That cell range is applicable for all these 5 functions. For some, you can use the cell range or all the cell addresses separated by a comma. These 2 methods are possible for the rest of the 4 functions. Okay, so now also I can use the cell range where the range starts A1, so colon, where the cell range ends D4. Sorry. Okay, A1, D4. Now press the enter key. Now see, it shows 16. What does it mean? 16 data, 16 entries. You can count them, right? From among these, you have 16. So equal count A1 colon D4. Okay, look. Now I want to make a small change in A1. We have 56 now. I want to have a letter like A or something. Now have a look at this number. Now you got 15. But look at the range. The range remains same, which means this A also included in the range. Look at that, A1 colon D4. So from here to here, actually you have 16 data, right? There are 16 data, but look at the answer, it shows 15. So now I hope that you can understand this count function can count only the values. Do you remember the data types which can be entered in cells? We already studied. There can be 3 types of data entered in a cell. What are the 3 types of data entered in a cell? 3 data types. Anybody remembers?
Label formula.
Label formula.
Values.
Values, right? Data. There can be 3 different types of data entered in a cell. It can be a label, right? Label means a text, combination of text, number, letter, right? Value means it must be a numerical data. See, all these things are what? All these things, these are values. You know, generally values take, or by default, values take right alignment. Look at them. These are right alignment. But label takes left alignment. Look here, this is called label. Even sometimes you can call this as a text. That is also okay. But text are generally called as label in spreadsheets. So this is label. The remaining 15 are values. So count function can count only the values. It doesn't count any label. So even though you have A in the range, but that is not considered, or that is not taken into account. So except that A, you have 15 numbers, right? 15 values. That's why it is shown. Have you understood? So suppose if I put 0 here, now tell me what would be the answer now in E1? I put the 0 here. What would be the answer?
16.
16? Is it 16? Others? It is 16, right? It is 16 because 0 is a value. Don't think that 0 doesn't have any value. 0 itself, it's a figure, right? So it's a value. So everything is a value here. So it is 16. What happens if I raise this? Okay, assume I want to raise this value in A1, right? I'm going to delete that in A1. What would be the answer in E1 now?
15.
It is 15. Now look here, I have raised it. So now look at the cell range A1 colon D4. So from here to here. So A1 also included, but A1 doesn't have any value. It is an empty cell. So counts only the values. So it is 15. Okay. But if I type a letter like cat, you know, cat is a label, right? So now it is 15. Got it? But if you want to count both values and labels, use another function called counter, right? We have another function called counter, right? So counter and give the range. Same as this. Now look at that, we have 16. So what is the difference between count and counter? Count counts only the values, but the function counter counts both values and labels. So now it shows 16. There is no specific function for counting the label only, but it can count both values and labels. So this is counter, but counter function is not in our syllabus. We have count only. Okay. Have you understood? So these are the 5 different functions in our syllabus. Now ask yourself, are they tough to remember? All these 5 functions are same. Like I mentioned earlier, spreadsheet has hundreds of functions. Majority of the functions have different formats, different syntaxes. But fortunately, all the functions which are included in our syllabus have the same format, have the same syntax. So remembering them is very, very simple. Okay. So I hope that you all understood such thing. But again and again, I tell you, remembering or applying these functions are very simple, right? Anybody can do it. So I don't want you to remember or something. What I expect from you is application of your mathematics knowledge. You are able to write formula to produce outputs. When someone asks you to find a particular division, you must use your maths, right? So for subtraction, use your maths. Yes, these may be okay, but these are very simple, right? These 5 functions are very simple. So that's why I don't want to encourage you to memorize or something. All right, so these are enough for today. I have completed all the 5 functions. So hereafter, we need to take one more important thing there. That is also very important. We have cell address types. So that is very important. I will explain them later. So I hope that it takes 2 more classes, maybe 2 more classes are enough to finish this unit. But I have to do 1 or 2 past paper question also, then you can get that idea, right? So we will do them in the next classes. Okay, thank you.